Hello, coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to look at the Mob of Roos, the Australian $1 coin, which first came out in 1984. So let's magnify these a little bit, and you'll see that these are the 1985s. In 1984, the Royal Australian Mint decided to move ahead with the $1 coin. And so they replaced its $1 paper money bill with a $1 coin. And they kept that, but only for 1 year. And it's pretty interesting. They made 186 million $1 coins in 1984, and they all had the Arnold Machen portrait of Queen Elizabeth on them, the second portrait where she's wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Well, as soon as Australia had done that, the United Kingdom went and changed the portrait. So for 1985, they had to put out a new portrait, and that, of course, is the RDM, the Raphael David Makhlouf portrait here, the third portrait. And if we look way down underneath, we see the RDM there. And this portrait with our Raphael David Makhlouf portrait, which the UK adopted in 1985 and Australia adopted in 1985, has the Queen wearing the King George IV state diadem, and that's what crown this is here. If we look at it really closely, we see that it says Elizabeth II. She has the crown on. She's facing to the right. You can see this beautiful earring here. Australia, 1985. If we tip it up, we see that it has a really interesting, it's they call it a bunch of different things. They call it a segmented reeded. They call it an interrupted milled. But the fact of the matter is that there are 7 smooth sections around the coin, and there are 7 real milled or reeded sections around the coin. Each one of the reeded sections has 11 grooves, and each one of the milled sections is a little bit smaller than you see how it's a little smaller here than the reeded section. And if we flip it to the back, we see what's so special about this coin. And a lot of people are wondering, well, what's he got this other one here for? Well, this over here is one from a brilliant uncirculated set. And look at how my pen kind of shines in it. It is brilliant, it is uncirculated, and they made it both in a circulating version in 1985 and a brilliant uncirculated version. The circulated version in 1985, they made a bunch of them. They made 96.2 million of these, and you can see the front kangaroos facing to the left, and there are 5 kangaroos kind of going around in a circle, and Australia expression, I believe, is they call them a mob or a mob of roos. This is a Stuart Devlin design, and let's show you the design by using the brilliant uncirculated. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at the eyes and the ears. Look how he kind of rounds them through. Now this coin came out in 1985 and is still in circulation. You can still get one, according to my Australian friends, once in a while in your change. People like to kind of put them aside when they do, though, so you won't get many of them, but this coin is still in circulation. This one over here really shouldn't be, because the brilliant uncirculated version is worth probably $3 or more on there. Now, this coin, even though this coin has been in circulation since 1985, they have changed it. So this one only was used from, this version of the image was only used from 1985 till 1998. And then they moved, of course, on to the 4th portrait. Now, when we look at these, we see the back has a mob of roos, but some people say, well, I got an Australian coin and it had something else on it. It had the, here's one, Centenary of Federation on the back. I wanted a mob of roos. Well, once in a while, the Australians do the same thing that the British do with the 50p coins, and they put these different backs on them. So sometimes you get an Australian dollar that's a circulating commemorative in addition to the mob of roos dollars. These are 25 millimeters in diameter, 2.5 millimeters thickness, and they are an aluminum bronze coin, and just a fine looking coin. We're going to just make this a pretty short and sweet live version, but I do want to say that this coin, when it came out in 1984 to replace the Australian dollar, was the first change to decimalization since 1966. And then, of course, as I said, the year later they changed it again by putting a different portrait on. And then in 1991, they actually got rid of a couple of the Australian coins. And so if you're looking for Australian coins, if you go to 1991, you'll still be able to get the 1 and 2 cent coins in decimalization. But at this date, they don't use 1 and 2 cent coins in Australia anymore. They have taken those and out of circulation. All right, well, that's all we have from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel's live version of the Mob of Roos. And let's just blow it way up and show you the jumping legs and the feet and how we go around the outside and how they kind of trail each other. And that's all we have today. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.